Hi Capricorn, welcome to your week ahead reading. This is for week commencing the 22nd of September, and we're using the Moonology Oracle again just for this one last week. Let's see what the messages are. We'd like 2, please, for Capricorn. Thank you. Okay, so we have full moon in Aquarius, be real. Quite a blunt message. And we have last quarter moon in Scorpio, reveal what needs to be seen, but be real. Very cryptic. Let's see what the tarot says. Let's get cracking with the tarot reading. Please and thank you for Capricorn. Dear Spirit Guides and Angels, please join me in this reading for Capricorn and make it helpful, hopeful, and healing. Thank you. And what's the focus for Capricorn? Temperance. Patience, Capricorn. And the opportunity is, wow, the Hierophant. Gosh, okay. Challenge for Capricorn, please and thank you. Cheapers, creepers. The Devil, so far, 3 major arcana out of 3. And what's bubbling under the surface for Capricorn is the King of Swords. Do love the King of Swords in this deck. And then advice and outcome, please and thank you. Wow. So you've got 4 major arcanas out of 5 cards. That's the Wheel of Fortune just come out. This just looks lovely. I love it. Okay, so temperance is your focus. Temperance is about being patient. Whatever you're trying to mix together is going to come out eventually to your benefit. Whatever you're trying to achieve, you might be juggling 2 different things and you're thinking, oh my gosh, when is this going to end? Don't give up, you're nearly there is what I'm hearing, and just keep going. But there is a level of patience that needs to be with this card, that needs to be considered. Now the Hierophant as your opportunity, wow. The Hierophant is one of the most spiritual cards in the deck. The other one is the High Priestess. The opportunity of the Hierophant, wow, this is the opportunity to teach, to mentor, to be a guru, for people to learn from you, and to have a very strong connection with spirit. It's also about your opportunity to really commit to something. Maybe you've been umming and ahhing about whatever it is here, what you're trying to balance out. And now's the opportunity to say, right, okay, let's put the money where my mouth is kind of thing. Let's go for it full on. Now the Devil, which is attributed to yourself, you are the Devil in the major arcana. You have turned up in your own reading, but you've turned up in your own reading as a challenge. So it's almost like, I don't know if you're talking yourself out of something. Maybe there is something that you know you need to overcome first in order to achieve this. This is about addictions. This is about being around people that are toxic. This is about feeling loyal without any love, not out of love, but just because you feel like, you're almost like a puppet on a string here. The King of Swords is what's deep in your subconscious and bubbling under the surface. And this is the need to be wise, logical, fair. What else is this? Honest and truthful. There's something about you needing to be practically thinking about something very logically, and take control and be your own boss, if you like, to do this. It's like you keep contemplating things, should I, shan't I, especially with that Temperance card. But the King of Swords in your subconscious is like saying, well, I know, practically speaking, how this is going to go, or this is what I'd like to achieve. There could also be that deep down there may have to be some sort of legal aspect to this too, because the King of Swords for me is my judge of the deck. He's the person that turns up. He's he's the judge, so he's the highest in the courtroom, and he takes that side and considers that information. He takes that side, considers that information, and then makes a firm decision. And it's like you're toying with that for some reason, rather than going with it. I don't know. But then the Wheel of Fortune is your advice and outcome. The Wheel of Fortune is about moving on and having lucky. This is the lucky card. This is about, I don't know if you as I say, I just feel like things keep going round and round and round in circles for you. But finally, with that Wheel of Fortune as advice and outcome, it's like things can progress to the next level. But you need to be making this decision as the King of Swords in a logical manner. Maybe the King of Swords in your subconscious is making you too logical. I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Temperance. Why are you here for Capricorn? Please and thank you. Ace of Cups. Ooh. Yeah, look at that. Be patient. Whatever you're aiming for, your focus is the Ace of Cups. It's like it's coming next week. It gives you this overwhelming feeling of love, self-love even, again. But it's like a new refreshed energy here with your heart chakra. Let's do one more on that. Ace of Cups with Temperance. Focus on what you really love, who you really love. What is this all about? What are you trying to balance? Six of Swords. Yeah, just having it go with the flow, Capricorn. That is definitely the message there as the focus. Stop trying to battle upstream and turn your boat round and go downstream. And I think like going with the flow is like trusting your intuition. I feel like it has been an upstream battle for you lately, though. And maybe that is why the Temperance card is here to say, be patient, turn that boat round, go downstream. Just, go with the universe. The Hierophant is your opportunity with the Nine of Wands. Now, the opportunity of the Nine of Wands is, you can see the Nine of Wands. It's usually the card of don't give up, you're nearly there for starters. It's also the card of feeling battle weary and like, oh my gosh, I've got so much on my plate, and they're juggling plates and they're spinning plates and they're, trying to keep everything up in the air. The opportunity of that, I think, is to delegate, is to like say, no, no more. This is where the level of commitment comes into something, and you make a decision on what it is you really want to do. I'm going to do one more on that Nine of Wands with the Hierophant. It's also perhaps saying, you know what, you are nearly there, and it is going to be a little bit of hard work initially. But the outcome, the Hierophant is just such a lovely card. It's also about marriage. It can be that, especially with that Ace of Cups, there's something about you being very patient with your relationship. If this is a relationship reading, don't give up. There's an opportunity for the commitment to be there still. There's like a level of commitment coming in for you with the Six of Cups. Wow. Again, cups of relationships, emotions, like going back to old times. There's an opportunity to do that. Having somebody come back to you from, maybe somebody next week is coming back to you that you haven't spoken to for a very long time. And for some of you, that can be spiritually because it's the Hierophant. You're reconnecting to loved ones. Let's see, why do we have the Devil here, though? Please and thank you. For Capricorn. It's like overcoming addictions, knowing, I don't know, feeling tied, I think, as well, to somebody or something. And not being yourself, maybe. Oh, Emperor, yeah. Ooh. Emperor with the Devil. Makes me feel like there's a challenge the challenge of the Emperor is somebody who's very stuck in their ways, who doesn't like change. And, you know, it can be their way or the highway. Maybe that's, for some of you, that's the challenge with that devil card. You know, it makes you feel like you have to do it their way, you're trying to keep pleasing them all the time. In the meantime, you're suffering because you're not developing. Emperor is very manipulative too. He's side-eyeing the old Nine of Wands. And funny enough, oh my gosh, look at this. You've got the Emperor side-eyeing the Nine of Wands, like giving him the side eye, like, yeah, you're nearly there. But, and then the Nine of Wands is side-eyeing the Six of Cups. It's definitely something to do with somebody coming back next week. That is, I don't know, giving this new refreshed energy. And this Emperor does not like that. Or something nostalgic coming back from the past, or you're revisiting homes or something next week, and it's to do with the commitment also with this Hierophant. I hope this is making sense. Now the King of Swords is in your subconscious, bubbling under the surface. Why? We have the Eight of Cups. Ooh, I do feel like you've got the devil and the angel on your shoulder at the moment. On the one hand, somebody's telling you to walk away, and the other hand is saying, no, you need to be realistic about this and logical. Because the Eight of Cups is about, you know, relationships, friendships, something that's just not ticking that heart chakra anymore. You've kind of outgrown something or somebody. But the King of Swords is here. Maybe the King of Swords is here because there is some sort of legal issue that needs to be sorted out about it. But also, I do feel like, you know, because I'm drawn to you've got the owl at his feet, who's very, very wise, and then the crow at the top of his head. I feel like is the almost like the angel and the devil situation. Like the owl is saying, right, be wise about this, be sensible, be, you know, even very spiritual as well, because owls are. And then the crow is like pecking at his head, although he isn't. That's why I feel like you're torn. There's like I'm going to do one more on that Eight of Cups. Capricorn, please and thank you. Seven of Swords. Wow. Oh, okay. So the Seven of Swords is what they call the lying, cheating, stealing card. In your subconscious, there's something you're not trusting about somebody or the situation. Interesting. Seven of Swords is also about being very strategic. Now, if you are wanting to leave a job or leave a relationship, I would say, you know, especially if it's like a job, or leave something that, you know, you're surrounded by others that you work with, then the strategy would be, don't go and tell everybody straight away, wouldn't it? You know, you're not going to tell anybody until you've got the job, or you're not going to tell anybody until its plans are in place. So maybe the Seven of Swords is in your subconscious telling you, don't tell anybody just yet because it's not in place. Maybe that's why the King of Swords is there, keeping you on track, keeping you level, and you know, and being true to yourself. Which does sound a bit of a contradiction with that Seven of Swords. But again, going back to the Seven of Swords, perhaps that's why you need to walk away, because somebody, you know deep down hasn't got your best interests at heart. They are like the Seven of Swords, you know, is again can also be about somebody cutting communication with you, you know, not giving you all the information, stealing your mind, if you like, your thoughts. And then you've got the Wheel of Fortune as your advice and outcome. Clarified, look at that, by Temperance. We're finishing on Temperance and we started on Temperance. And again, this is about blending two energies together to make a harmonious outcome and being very patient about it and realistic. I have to do one more on that. And again, the advice is be patient. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favour. Clarified by the Strength card of Leo. You've got so many major arcanas here. So the Strength card, yeah, is just, it is what it says on the tin. It's about being courageous, knowing that you have the strength to deal with this, knowing that you can deal with it. Could be dealing with the Leo too. I think also being with the Strength card for me is actually, the advice is also about asking for help, because that takes a lot of strength. Gosh, I hope this resonates for somebody, because it does feel a little bit muddled, but because of that, I'm going to refresh. Your focus is temperance. Be patient, whatever you're trying to mix together. Yeah, whatever you're trying to deal with, and you're wanting a better outcome, it's coming with, you've got the Ace of Cups. There's something about the focus. You still have to remain focused on what your goal is, your heart, your love, to get you, the Six of Swords, to move you onto calmer shores, to go downstream rather than keep struggling upstream. The Hierophant is your opportunity to teach. If that's what you want to do, is that your Ace of Cups? You want to be that spiritual teacher. The Devil is what's tying you at the moment to somebody who's just a little bit set in their ways. The King of Swords is in your subconscious, bubbling under the surface, making sure that you're remaining logical, in control, wise. But as I say, I feel like you're torn. You've got the side of you being logical, but then the emotional side of like, well, this isn't ticking my heart chakra anymore. I need to go and expand. I've got a bit of itchy feet. Seven of Swords there with it too. Don't tell anybody, not yet. Keep it to yourself. Or there's somebody that you know deep down is not being truthful and honest. Perhaps that King of Swords is the judge then to make that judgment. And then finally, your Wheel of Fortune as your advice and outcome. Just keep being patient. The wheels are turning. Things are going on in the background. Leo, the card of strength, is there too. Could be dealing with the Leo. I just felt the need to recap that. So I hope it's clear for you, Capricorn. Anyway, let's have a look, see what the wisdom of the Oracle has to say. And your messages are: be real and reveal what needs to be seen. Very cryptic one for you this week. That's normally Gemini. Right, what's the final message? Is to be fair. To be fair, which is what the King of Swords would be. Fair and logical. Let's have a look, see what the message is of 38. To be fair. 38. There we are. Life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing. Yet over time, they strike a balance. You move from status to doing, from discovering to loving, to letting go, and to being again. Hope you made sense of that one. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you are not content with where you are at the moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. For every cause, there is an effect, and wondrous things will be revealed now. Interesting. Right, I hope you enjoyed that, Capricorn. Let me know how that resonates. Please like, subscribe, and leave any comments, and I'll get back to you. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.